briefly, we got a new camera. I think it's the Hero 13. It's a very tiny camera. We were working with 11. I think what we're using to view the road now is the 12. We've kind of switched their positions. I'm probably gonna end up buying 2 of these Hero 13s because I like my stuff to match. It's weird, but I just wanted to, you know, I got an errand to run. Got to drop this package off at FedEx, and you know, I want to see what the configuration. So the main thing is what we've been using for the face. We had the elbow joint, but now the GoPro 11 Mini, it won't last over 2.5 hours. Tomorrow, what is today? Today is Friday, February 13th, 2026, 10 minutes to 4 p.m. Central Time. I got a Uber, I want to say Uber ride number 15. Nice little paint or wrap job from this Model 3 over here. This black and yellow, got a little bumblebee vibe to it. You know, maybe do a little transform action. Looks like these people are driving because I don't think our AI student driver would. Maybe he's not driving. I don't know. That's a nice little bumblebee-esque Tesla. Pretty nice. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, the 11, it just won't go entire Uber ride. So the drive camera, which was what we were using the GoPro 11 Mini to capture the road, yeah, it cut out on us. So we were having a pretty decent conversation. Me and a young man headed to work over there at Papa Do's. That should be coming mañana, pending certain things. I mean, anything can happen, I guess. But right now we're testing out the face camera with the new GoPro Hero. I want to say that's like 13 is where we're at now, the iteration of GoPro cameras. I think I'm gonna buy another one, and because there's some unique situations when it comes to uploading these files to the computer, right? What's happening inside that GoPro versus this GoPro, as far as an SD situation, could prove problematic. It's partly why I'm doing this. I may not even post this, I don't know. We'll see if there's anything interesting that happens, but this is just me. We've got a recent update. Everybody mainly got this new update for their Tesla vehicles. It didn't have anything in the release notes, but we always know Tesla's cooking. So they pushed out a different version. So have I driven on that version? Yeah, I want to say these last few Uber rides were on that version. I've experienced some navigational improvement for sure, just from Ubering and my day-to-day drives. Some things are good, some things are, you know, obviously navigation is important. I'm not gonna say it's not, but like I tell Yo, she's not gonna care what the car decides to do, what route the car decides to take. She's not gonna care if she's playing Candy Crush, she's in the back seat playing with the dog, or coming home from work, sleep, because she'll know that the car is going to get her from point A to point B safely. So navigation is important, but not not as important, like, because it is a focal point, right? Every time I have a disengagement, it is typically because of a navigational error that I have to kind of take over, but that comes at a cost, right? Sometimes I'm not 100% either. Sometimes I'll take over for the car and be wrong, absolutely wrong. I've done it a couple of times during Uber rides. It's like, oh, I made a mistake, my bad, right? And if I weren't in control, if the car was in control, I think the ride would be smoother. So take that with a grain of salt. I'm just one man. You really should be trying this technology out for yourself. It is an energy save for one. Pretty soon it'll be a time save when I no longer have to supervise, and that's the plan, right? being able to utilize this not only for my daily trips, that person in the Model Y driving. So, you know, I don't know. To me, I can't go back. If this thing is going to take over for the task of driving, I'm going to let it. I don't need my hands on the steering wheel. I don't need to make a mistake or be distracted or be tired, or etc., etc., etc. I'd rather this thing know that it is the primary driver. It is carrying the burden of the task of driving, and I would have it no other way, because its sole focus, its sole purpose is to get me from point A to point B safely. And right now we're headed to this FedEx office in Print to, drop off this package for Yoshchan, whatever is in there, I don't know. But it's my task to make that happen. Dang, that's a high yield checking account. I'd put it on a banner too. 5 point, dang, that's a high yield checking account. Anyway, it's Friday. We got out of a space. Joe Nation was actually hosting it instead of our Swede, Alexander the Great. It's always good to get in there and get some perspective. Everybody's experiencing things differently. I simply arrived there for the levity. I want people to laugh. I want people to enjoy their time. Expert isn't something I would tag myself on, but I understand the product, and I understand it's not perfect. There's things that can improve, obviously, but it's good to get in there and hear people air their grievances, and then have Hallmark's catalog go in there and tell us, maybe the world isn't falling chicken little. It's really remarkable, and what I hear in there, I'll internalize and regurgitate some of that to Uber passengers, for sure. Maybe not everything, but then again, there's some things that I say and think that I hear other people regurgitating too. If it sounds plausible, if it sounds reasonable, I have no problem passing that information along if it helps people understand the majesty in which I enjoy Tesla self-driving. And I look everybody at this light, if they're focused on the task of driving, they are annoyed as hell. Most of them, I would wager more than half of them have their phone. Obviously, it's within arm's reach. My phone's within arm's reach. But when I see people in these situations where traffic's a little backed up, they got their phones in their hands, ladies and gentlemen. It's in their hands. It's in their lap. Some people don't even care. It's like in my visual, purview, that I can see them doing things on their phone. That's the main distractor. Right? And then ever since people have been driving cars, people have been doing things while driving distracted. The phone has just made it just super apparent that humans don't need to be doing this task. I still see people conducting morning maintenance, whether that be makeup, eating, just being distracted in more ways than I can even count or fathom, right? I don't even have kids in the back seat. I have no idea what level of distraction that may cause. I was a kid before. I could tell it's probably no picnic. So relinquishing the task of driving to our artificial intelligence student driver, one, it'll just alleviate so much of the energy. Do I still have to supervise it? Sure. But I guarantee you this thing's doing a lot better than 70% of the people that are stuck in traffic doing God knows what while trying to operate a motor vehicle. So I'm with it. So we're just basically gonna run some errands. I think I'm gonna stop by Scotty's bar and maybe have a drink or so. We'll see. I don't know. It's it's still early. Who knows what's gonna happen, right? We've got all these vehicles blocking traffic here, which is insane to me, right? The lack of courtesy. Our AI student driver wouldn't be caught dead in this situation. Ooh, it's gonna make the run. I love it. AI student driver for the win. All right, so I think we'll find a parking spot and drop this thing off at the FedEx here in this Walmart. Kind of got the feeling he wants to drop us off at the front here, but let's see if we can find a parking spot in the parking lot. We also needed to pick up some more coffee. The French press is rushing us through these coffee grounds, which is interesting. The coffee is better with the French press, I will give it that. But the amount of coffee grounds it takes to do the French press is literally 2.5 times more than what we would normally do. So I imagine our caffeine intake is a little higher as well. Roundabout way, I don't know. French press, we're gonna have to think about the coffee that we use, because it tends to be fairly expensive as well. All right, our AI student driver just got us from point A to point B. Nary a hitch in that get up. I'll be back.